Instead of remembering how perfect the video game was, we'll remember how perfect the video game adaptation was. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Now the night has come, the night I have dreaded but have waited eagerly to see, and that is the season finale of The Last of Us. This has been an incredible season. Here are my thoughts on The Last of Us Episode 9, Look for the Light. Starting off is Ashley Johnson. Now, if you've never played the video game of The Last of Us, may I ask what rock have you been living under? Ashley Johnson is the person who voiced and did the face captures for Ellie in the video game of The Last of Us, and she's in the opening of this show where she is being attacked by a infected, but she runs into this house, goes upstairs, but is giving birth to Ellie, and she stabs the infected, but she finds out she's been bitten, but cuts off the cord thing before the infection can go into Ellie, which I thought was a nice kind of thing to show. Like, it's an answer I don't think fans have been wanting, but some fans might have wanted, is to show how Ellie is actually immune to this infection. Now, for me personally, I never did want to know, but the answer that they gave us, I thought was pretty good, honestly. The question it's an answer that I never wanted, but I did like it. But another thing that adds to it is that I kind of like how Ashley Johnson is the mother of Ellie in the TV series where she gives birth to Ellie, but at the same time she also gave birth to Ellie in the video game. So in a way, she gave birth to Ellie twice by being the mother of Ellie in the TV adaptation, but she gave us Ellie just in general in the video game series, which I thought was very interesting, and I don't know if that was the point or that was the point and they thought it was pretty cool. I really hope that was the point because it is pretty cool how they kind of make Ashley Johnson the birth mother of Ellie in two ways. Now there is a part in the game where when you're going around in this building and you're trying to get Ellie to get boosted up as you've done a lot during the game, and then you help Ellie get up, try to give you a ladder, but she drops the ladder and runs up some stairs. But in this one, it's a skyscraper that she does, and there is a giraffe. Where this is the first time Ellie has seen a giraffe or any kind of wild animal in general, and she feeds it, which is a nice scene between Joel and Ellie where they get to bond more and have some fun. It's both in the game and it was perfectly portrayed in this video game adaptation, which has always been great with this show, where they've recreated a lot of iconic scenes from the game, like just perfectly from line to line to scene, and it was awesome to see Ellie and Joel bond more just in the game in general and just in the TV show, where then it kind of leads to the conversation where Joel is like saying like, we don't have to do this. We can just go back to Tommy's, forget everything. And then Ellie's response is just like, after everything we've been through, everything that we've done, everything I've went through, like killing David pretty much, and she's like, then I don't want it to be all for nothing. We gotta finish this, which is a very powerful scene when they're looking down at the giraffes and all that, which is a very powerful scene, and it's so fucking emotional. I'm actually about to cry. The scene where I thought was pretty fucking emotional was where Joel admits how he got his scar. Now, early in the show, I believe it was episode 3, he says that he got a scar because someone shot at him and missed. But in this episode, he admits to Ellie, no one shot at him. No one tried to kill him. It was himself. He was the person that missed. Where the second day, yet the day after the apocalypse started, after he lost Sarah, he felt like there was nothing, nothing to protect, nothing to fight for, and he put a gun to his head and he tried to kill himself, but he was too scared and he jumped, as he says, and the bullet missed him and just scarred him. Now, I think it was fucking emotional, and during it, he even goes like, and like Ellie's just like, well, time heals itself, and he goes, it wasn't time. It wasn't time that healed it. And it doesn't really go out and say it, but it gives you a hint that Ellie is the reason that Joel didn't kill himself. Where Joel has had no one pretty much. He had Tess, but she died, and Ellie coming into his life, Ellie is the reason that Joel is pretty much still alive. It is a emotional scene. It is a great bonding scene for those two before they go into this hospital before they get a cure. This whole show has been emotional, but it has never been this sad to see Pedro Pascal play a very sad part to him admitting how he got his scar, and it nearly brought tears to my eyes. It was that fucking sad, dude. I like the entire segment where in the game you find out that where they finally get to this hospital and LA's going under surgery, but in the but they don't say that in the game, but they say it in here. And Maria, I forget her name. Fucking, she tells Joel that Ellie is getting prepped for surgery, and then but in the TV show, Joel's like, "What surgery? What surgery is she going under? I want to see her." But she tells him that they have to remove something. I forget what the name is. That's in her brain, and I forget what the name is, but oh god, what is the name? But he says that it grows within the brain, and then she goes, "Yeah, it does." And then you realize, like, when you play the game for the first time, you're like, "Oh shit!" Like, they have to kill Ellie to get this cure. That's the only way that they are able to get a cure is because they have to cut inside Ellie's brain and then remove it so they can spread it out more to make it cure. And for people who probably played the game back in 2013, and for myself, I had no idea what the game was about at the time. All I knew was a great game. Even when I found out, I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like I was scared, and I was like, "We need to fucking go get her." Even Joel is just like, "You gotta take me to her now," but he gets hit in the fucking stomach. And then Marie, she tells him, like, she knows. But Joel, like in the game, he thinks is like, "That's bullshit. You keep telling yourself that. You have no idea." But then Joel, he kills a soldier and slowly makes himself up to the surgery room. And I like the little segment where in the TV show it's like music playing that plays when you're carrying Ellie to the elevator in the game where where that song that plays during that entire segment, he's just shooting everyone. He shoots every single person during that segment. It was pretty fucking emotional. And then he finally gets to that room and he points at the doctor. And now in the game, you get the option where in the game you have a bunch of different guns, but in this one they just have like a pistol and a rifle. In the game, you can do whatever. You can take out whatever gun you want and kill this doctor. But they have like this really popular one where you go up to him and you just stab him in the throat with this scalpel in the game. He's like, I won't let you take her. This is our future. Think about all the lies we'll say. But what I found kind of funny was that he didn't even finish the fucking sentence. Like, he's like, I won't let you take her. And Joel just shoots him in the head. And he's just like, unhook her. He's so calm about it. But then when they're slowly doing it, he's like, hurry up. And all that. It was, god damn, it was just take a shot every time you hear me emotional. Take a shot every time you hear me say emotional because I've said it at least 6 times now. You're gonna go to the hospital. You go with emotional again. Ending. Now in the game, Joel tells Ellie that there was no cure. He lies to her, and he goes, "There was no cure. There was actually dozens of people like you, dozens of people that are immune." And he says that they've given up looking for a cure. And Ellie, you could tell that she doesn't really believe that. You can kind of tell that she doesn't want to believe that, but kind of thinks it's true. And they are hiking back. They're hiking back to Tommy's because their car broke down. And then Ellie tells Joel about Riley. Now, in the game, we have never seen about Riley or anything until the DLC came out about a year later. But you pretty much know nothing about Riley in the game until, like, she tells you about her. But since you've seen the show, you actually know what happened. And she tells him, like, she tells him that she wasn't the only person that was bitten, and I wasn't alone. I was bitten. My friend was there with me, and we both got infected. And she tells us we just gotta wait it out, go stir crazy together. But then Ellie admits that she had to kill her best friend after she turned, and she even says, "I'm still waiting for my turn." And Joel tries to tell her that it was not her fault, and then she asks, "Swear to me, swear to me that everything about the Fireflies you that are true." He says, "I swear," in both versions, and then you can kind of tell after he says that Ellie kind of has this look of guilt in a way where she could kind of tell he's lying about he's lying to her, but she doesn't want to believe that and just accepts that he is telling the truth and just says okay. And the game fades to black as well as the show. And what I thought was perfect about the ending in the show is that they played the same song during the credits as they did in the first game. They did not have to do that by any means, but that was just perfect. I cried. I was sad at the fact that they ended it just like the game, and just the fact that this perfect adaptation of my favorite video game just ended the way it did. I can never, I can have never asked for a more perfect adaptation than we did, and I eagerly await for season two. I'm not the biggest fan of The Last of Us Part Two, but if they do is just as good here, this show is going to be one of the greatest TV shows of all time. Well, guys, a perfect conclusion to this series, to this season. Like I said, I eagerly wait season two, and once we get it, I am going to play the shit out of it. Not play. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Watch the shit out of it, and let me know if you guys are now just watching the show and now about to play the video game, because I eagerly do. And if you're not playing the video game, what did you think of the show if you did watch it? And thank you guys so much for watching my review series on The Last of Us Season 1 review series. I'll try and get my full on thoughts on it, just one full season review. I'll try, but I don't know if I will because you pretty much got all my thoughts in these videos. But thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, like it. If you loved it, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. But until my next video, take care.